Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Friday, April 27th, 2018, and I'm Macy Morgan. Thank you for tuning in to today's Texan TV Newscast. In campus news, Saturday night, Tarleton GSA is hosting a second chance prom. LGBT students, international students, those who didn't get to go to prom, anyone who wants to make memories, and anyone who wants to dance and get that second chance to have the prom they always wanted. Saturday, April 28th at Second Chance Prom, along with the typical dancing and socializing expected at any school dance, there will also be food, a photo booth, and a DJ. Second Chance Prom is an annual event. This event is free thanks to support from TAB and Office of Diversity. The event takes place in the TSC Ballrooms A and B Saturday, April 28th, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Contact tarletongsa@gmail.com. In local news, coming from the Empire Tribune, outstanding Central Texas 4-H and FFA high school students received prominent recognition for their dedication to agriculture through Ag Texas Farm Credit Services' 3rd annual Ag Youth Banquet at the Granbury Conference Center on April 25th. Honorees from the Stephenville area were Emily Bright of Hood County, Kaylee Gaines of Comanche FFA, Tara Glasscock of Brown County, Ethan Price of Dublin FFA, and Lainey Speck and Caitlin Cozart, both of Early FFA. Ag Texas serves approximately 3,500 members in 43 counties through 13 offices, including Burleson, Hillsboro, and Stephenville. According to McDonald, the 4-H and FFA programs help introduce many of their participants to agriculture, allowing students to learn and apply science and technology to make farming and ranching more productive and offer promising futures. In state news, the Texas Tribune reports that on Tuesday, more than 1,300 Texans that were displaced by Hurricane Harvey were dropped from a federal emergency management agency that pays for hotel rooms. This decision hurts renters more than homeowners because owners working on their homes were given an extension until the end of May. Thursday, FEMA began notifying people that they needed to leave their hotel rooms. FEMA stopped paying for hotel rooms for 1,178 people in Harris County, 56 people in Brazoria County, 35 in Montgomery County, 33 in Nueces County, and 16 in Fort Bend County. In national news, AP News reports comedian Bill Cosby was convicted of sexual assault. After decades of accusations and lawsuits, Cosby was found guilty of drugging and molesting Andrea Constand at his Philadelphia mansion in January of 2004. Women's advocates see the ruling as a turning point in the Me Too movement. Lily Bernard, who said Cosby sexually assaulted her before giving her a role on The Cosby Show in 1992, said she was overcome with gratitude and had to pinch herself to make sure it was real. Cosby is out on a $1 million bail while he awaits sentencing. He was charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault. It is 5 to 10 years for each charge, but they will likely be merged. Given that Cosby is 80, it is highly likely that he will die behind bars. For more on today's national news, we turn to AP News.
Former NBC anchor Tom Brokaw is denying allegations of sexual misconduct. Linda Vester, who worked for NBC as a reporter and war correspondent, made the allegations in Variety and The Washington Post. She claims Brokaw groped her, tried twice to forcibly kiss her, and made inappropriate overtures. Vester said it happened in NBC offices in Denver and New York in the 1990s, when she was in her 20s. The two media outlets say she has journals from that time backing up the story. Brokaw issued a statement to the Post and Variety through NBC News, saying he met Linda Vester twice 23 years ago because she wanted career advice. He adds, "The meetings were brief, cordial, and appropriate, and despite Linda's allegations, I made no romantic overtures towards her at that time or any other." Shirley Smith, The Associated Press.
In international news, AP News reports that Kim Jong-un steps across the Korean border and makes history. North Korean Kim Jong-un and South Korean President have accepted their past and look to the possibility of a cooperative future. The leaders have repeated the vows of ridding the Korean Peninsula of nuclear weapons, which is still an issue that Kim Jong-un and President Trump will discuss when they meet in coming weeks. Both leaders stepped between North and South Korea during their meeting. Kim Jong-un is the first North Korean leader to step foot in South Korea since the Korean War. For more on today's international and national news, we turn to the AP News Minute.
This is AP News Minute. South Korean President Moon Jae-in and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un have pledged to rid the Korean Peninsula of nuclear weapons, although they didn't say how. The two leaders also said they'll push for talks to formally end the Korean War. New U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is in Belgium for a one-day NATO meeting. The Senate confirmed him on Thursday. A Pennsylvania jury convicted Bill Cosby of drugging and raping a woman in his Philadelphia mansion 14 years ago. Cosby is free on $1 million bail until his sentencing. Evacuated residents of Superior, Wisconsin waited through the night to find out when they could go home. A refinery exploded, injuring 11 people and forcing out residents for miles around. Shirley Smith, The Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
In sports news, ESPN reports that Dallas Cowboys tight end Jason Witten is on the brink of retirement after 15 seasons to join ESPN as an analyst for Monday Night Football. League and team sources told ESPN on Friday. Witten, 35, had a meeting scheduled with Cowboys owner Jerry Jones on Friday to inform him of the decision, sources said. Two sources said Witten's plans won't be final until he receives Jones's blessing, and one source allowed that Witten could always have a last-minute change of heart. Witten would leave the Cowboys as the franchise leader in games played, pass receptions, receiving yards, and is third in receiving touchdowns. Witten is fourth all-time in NFL history for pass receptions and is only the second tight end in history to have more than 12,000 receiving yards. Despite having signed a new 4-year contract and saying he planned to play beyond this season, Witten has been engaged in talks to become a game analyst with multiple networks, including ESPN, for several weeks, sources said. For today's weather, the National Weather Service reports that today in Stephenville, we are expecting a high of 77 and a low of 50. Saturday, we're anticipating a high of 82 and a low of 56. And Sunday, a high of 82 with a low of 60. This has been a production of Texan TV News, a product of the Texan News Service from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas. Watch us live on Apogee Channel 2.1 in the dorms at 12:30 weekdays. If you live off campus, tune in on Northland Cable Channel 9. You can follow the Texan News Service on Facebook and Twitter and check out our website at www.texannews.net for all of your latest local, state, national, and international news. Today's broadcast was produced by Joel Leach, Macy Morgan, Maggie Mankin, and Caitlin Rivera. Have a wonderful day, Texans.